Omar Kazarski, Creative Director of Bauer Web Solutions. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a new blog post using WordPress 4.4.2. Going to first log in to your WordPress site, and on the left-hand side, you're going to click on Posts. So remember, posts are different from pages in that they're listed chronologically in date order, and you can also assign categories to your posts. So before we start to create a new post, let me look at the categories that I can assign it to. And assigning categories to a post is purely optional, but let me just show you that as well. Here under posts, I have a section called categories, and right now I have an uncategorized category and a news category. Maybe I want to organize my posts a little bit more for my readers, and perhaps I'll create one for, let's say, politics. So I would put in the name here, and if I wanted to be a subsection of an existing category, I would change the parent here. But I'm going to say, no, I'm not going to give it a parent. I'm going to make it its own particular category. So all I really need to do is just hit Add New Category, and there it is as another potential way of organizing my posts. So if I want to add a new post, I would go to the post section here. I'm looking, I can see all of my posts here. So I can either click on the Add New Post button here, or from the subsection of the post category, or I can go up to the little plus symbol at the top of my horizontal admin bar and say Add Post. In this case, I'm going to click on the post thumbtack icon here on the left hand side, and I'm going to click this button here, Add New Post. It's whatever you prefer. So when you're adding a post, first thing you'd want to do is add a title for your post, which is what the name of the article is going to be. I'll put in my title here. You would add the content of your post in the main area here. And on the right hand side, we have a section here for categories. So let's just say, since I created that new category, let's assign this to the post category known as politics. Now, one thing you want to do when you're creating a post is a lot of themes utilize something known as a featured image. So if I scroll down towards the bottom here on the right hand side, there's a section here that says featured image. There's no featured image currently assigned, so I'm going to click on this link that says set featured image, and it brings me to my media library, and I can choose an image that I want as my featured image here. Take note of the size. You really don't want to be using images that are too large, and I'll talk about this in other videos, but this image was already optimized before it was brought in as a featured image as a part of my media library. But I'm going to add this featured image, and this featured image is used within your site with certain themes, as well as if you were to reference this post on social media such as Facebook or Twitter, the featured image is what would show up at the beginning of that status update. So using a featured image, although not required, is certainly recommended. All right. One last thing that is, again, optional, but certain themes take advantage of, is something known in post known as an excerpt. And an excerpt is just a simple one or two sentence summary of what the article is about to kind of entice the user to read more. Now, if you notice here in our base install of WordPress, I don't see any area here. It would be somewhere below the main content area for the excerpt. So if you don't see it, it may be due to the fact that your WordPress is configured not to show that excerpt area by default. So the way we change that is, if you notice here in the top right hand corner of your Add New Post screen, there's a little tab that says Screen Options. So if I click on that, the boxes that have a check mark next to them are those areas that will show up on your editor. You notice here how excerpt is turned off. So I'm going to click that on, and now click once again on that tab that says Screen Options to collapse that, and now you'll notice that the excerpt area is now available. So I'll write a simple little summary. This article talks about a very interesting topic you should know more about. Okay? So again, just to review, we've added a title, we've added our content, we added a category, or selected a category, we've added a featured image, and we added an excerpt, which we made visible by going to the top and making sure that Screen Options had excerpts turned on. So right now, this button says Publish, this blue button here on the right hand side. So as soon as I click it, it's going to publish it and make it live on the site and available to everyone on the internet. If I now need to make changes to this, like add another paragraph or change some of the formatting, I can do that. Now this button here on the right hand side doesn't say Publish anymore, it says Update. So if I wanted to save those revisions, I now say Update. So if I look at the actual website itself and I go to the news section, I can see the most recent article with its featured image there appear on the top of my news section as the most recent post. So if I click on it, I can read the whole thing in its entirety.